Hi, I'm Marnie Becker, and I've recently had the privilege of serving as the entry judge for the 2020 Adirondacks National Exhibition of American Watercolors at the View in Old Forge, New York. This judging took place online, but actually the show is going to be held, so you will be able to see these paintings in person. We're very lucky to have that because many shows are not being shown except online this year. So, my background as an artist started about 10 years ago after another career that didn't involve art at all. And I mainly focused on portraits, impressionist portraits. And I had the privilege of taking with lessons and workshops with some amazing teachers where I learned great foundations of painting, art, and specifically portrait painting. One of my portraits was recently featured in Splash 19, I think, and and so that's what I've mostly been working on. And yet recently, I have made an attempt to move toward a more abstract philosophy, and my paintings reflect that in that even in the portraits and in urban scenes that I paint, they're more color block. They're not detail specific, and I'm hoping that this allows the viewer to be able to create their own story about the painting, but also linger longer to see what's going on and not have everything given right away to the viewer. So, in judging the entry for the Adirondack watercolor show, I look for elements of design, elements that make a good painting, and those are composition, color, light and shadow. Light is very important to me. I do believe that this is an Emerson quote, that there is nothing that intense light cannot make more beautiful. And also contrast, different kinds of contrast that create tension. That could be hard and soft edges, light and dark colors, the tension of not following the specifics of how to compose a painting. All of these are things that make me want to stay in that painting and linger in it much longer. Um, so, in judging the show, it was very difficult to choose 80 or so paintings because there were so many good paintings. And I'd like to say to those of you that didn't get in, please don't stop, because I I think giving up is the worst thing you can do. I still get many rejections, and one time it'll happen. So I don't know if I mentioned this all, but I was very fortunate to get signature status in the American Watercolor Society in 2019. And it's from perseverance, so don't give up. So I think I'm going to talk about a few of the paintings that I really liked. And the first one is just a very pastoral scene of someone fishing. And that that is looks very simple, but the rules of composition here are pretty much in evidence. The painting is broken into three: top, middle, and lower edges. It's also the figure in there is off to the side, which is a very it's another rule of composition. And I just like the feeling that it gave me of being very calm, and that's why I chose that to be entered. Another one that I really like is a portrait, and this portrait is of a young woman, and it's just very soft, and the light is so reflective in it that it's hard not to want to stay in that. So that was very interesting for me. I loved it. The next one would have been, let me make sure I have this right. The next one would have been an abstract where the hands are held in front of the face, and it's really not that unusual, but the way they treated it, there are a lot of different effects in paintings these days, but this one was just a pretty simple effect, and the color was very just analogous colors in it, and that drew me to it. It's very hot. The light on that is very hot. The abstract piece I chose in tones of gray, but they're blue gray, and they have in them they have little orange pieces that stick out. And there's a nice diagonal going through that painting that really doesn't cut it in half, but takes you back through the painting. There's also light and dark and shadow that is, the hues are very beautiful. So that's that one. And then I think one more that I wanted to see was a painting of a boat pulling in and in to buy some old buildings in the harbor. Very beautiful shading. That's all. Very simple. Shaker style homes with white, and but the blue shadows really make this painting. So those are the ones I want to talk about. I just wanted to pick out, but there were many, and the slideshow will show you some more of the paintings that were accepted into the American Watercolor Society. I mean, excuse me, into the Adirondack Watercolor Society. And hopefully you'll get to see it and see these paintings in person. And I'm very interested to see what the awards judge will do. So thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.